Well, hello. We are back. It is couples retreat round 3. I'm just kidding.
I wish.
Yeah, almost. I am here with my lovely fiance, Kirsten.
Sorry, you said couples retreat almost, and then I was thinking about the honeymoon and got distracted in my head.
Yeah. Well, talk about it.
Las Vegas. It's exciting because it's somewhere that we go to have fun. And we've gone there before and we had a really good time. And I go there with my mom. I've been there a couple of times. It's not like a fancy honeymoon by any means, but Las Vegas, the JW Marriott, it's off the strip.
I think that's important to mention because when you say
not...
Vegas, people think
right.
Oh, you're going to party.
Well, see, the thing about that hotel is it's a nice hotel. You literally drive a block to get to breakfast, booze, restaurants. It's really not far from anything, and it's all away from the strip, and it's hot. It feels not necessarily tropical weather. It's not humid, muggy. It's not.
It's very nice.
Yeah, it's dry heat, but you still can get tan. You've got the palm trees. You have a really nice pool. So it doesn't even feel like you're at Las Vegas. So it's a hot pool vacation. That's all I need. And everything is on the resort. You don't really have to go anywhere. You can gamble. There's a casino. If you're into that kind of thing, I don't like to gamble,
but we like the atmosphere.
Right.
We'll go just to play a slot or two.
Right.
Walk around.
Yeah, have a drink or whatever.
Breathe some cigarette. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think about that. We could probably pick up some mini cigars or whatever. You probably have that in there. That'd be nice.
Yeah. I thought about doing Nights at the Round Table.
Mm-hmm. I asked Kyle earlier if he wanted to do a podcast, and he was like, meh. He said yes, but he was like, we'll see.
Yeah, I get it. And I was tired when I got home today too, but I feel like, I'll just leave it like that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like maybe tomorrow could be better. It wasn't a super long day, but it felt mentally draining.
Yeah.
But at least the work part of it.
That was my day started off. It's so funny. I had a call. I work from home. I feel like I've mentioned that before. I had a call at 8 a.m. this morning, which is 10 a.m. New York time, which is I was talking to someone in New York. And I've just noticed in my job that there are certain people, if there are changes involved, if you have a call, an initial call to say, hey, we're changing this thing. If people are optimistic and willing to listen to you, it makes it a whole different experience. And then you get someone that's no, and they're super resistant and angry about it. It's just it's so awful. And that kind of put a damper on my day, I think, as a whole. Just today I got a lot of work done, but I felt there was just a lot of issues happening, and that just on top of it was I don't know. I don't like resistant people. Just be willing.
Sure. And it makes a huge difference, like you said, when people are open to things or, accepting of things.
That's a life lesson, too, all in itself. Instead of being judgmental and angry about anything, just give it a chance, whatever it is.
Robert Plant is suffering.
Oh my God, I forgot that existed, but that's because it's back in the corner.
I just nearly choke slammed him with this thing because I decided I wanted to put the.
Oh my God, it's because we filled this table up here with your podcast stuff. Sorry. So I have no access to him.
Sorry, Robert Plant.
Why did you name him Robert?
Because it's Robert Plant, Led Zeppelin. I don't know. It's just Plant, so it's easy.
Well, you almost threw him out a couple of months ago, so I'm sure I can revive him. Kind of like the tree in the back. If anyone listening, I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's Bougainvillea. It's Bougainvillea. I don't know. Bougainvillea. I don't know. They're popular in Florida and humid temperatures and stuff like that. California in some places. Anyways, mine's dying. I think. I don't know.
Hard to tell. I'm not a green thumb.
Someone help me.
I'm not a green thumb. Well, at least Robert's getting some nice ice cold water, so good and refreshing.
I should put him over here with Nick's plants because he's always got that window open and I water plants over there.
This window's usually open.
This one is too. I literally closed that today when it felt like it was 100 degrees in here.
I like it on top of.
It needs to be alive, and then we'll put it back.
No,
up there.
put it up here for now. If it dies a sweet death, and I'll get another plant.
It can be saved. It still has roots. It'll be all right.
Okay.
This is hot over here, though.
Oh, I know.
I'm like sweating, and I've been here for like 5 minutes.
I sit here while I do class online, and I just dump sweat. And I'm like, well, people see what they see through this webcam, but I'm just going to sweat.
I sweat like in the chest area.
Low boob.
I think it's the slouching, and I've got these like little rolls, so it like sweat in here, sweat under my hair. So like under here, it's already like moist, and like up here, and then I'm wearing spandex shorts. That's why I sleep in typically, but like my legs get sweaty. Even though it's a cloth chair, I can feel them. They're sweating.
Cloth. Yeah, it's hot.
We should move to Alaska. I love the cold. I would much prefer the cold over the hot.
I don't know if they've changed it, but I'm pretty sure they pay you to live in Alaska, the state.
That was like the Simpsons movie when they moved to Alaska and they gave them like money and a house and nice stuff.
Yeah.
It's probably different now. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was like $1,000 or $2,000 a month or something like that.
I feel like people, they probably don't do anything. I know that there were like certain like northern states where there was some sort of like you can buy a house for hella cheap or for free even, like Montana or Minnesota, North Dakota. Something like that. That was when I was in college. It was like you can move out there and like it's super cheap to live, super like almost free. Like they want you to come out there and get a job or whatever, doing whatever they have out there. But I think people these days are moving around for the scenery, the legal weed, like the outdoor activities and shit. And, you know, Colorado. And when you think about that, like Alaska, like they have a show about Alaska houses, like Alaska cabins or some shit. I don't know. It's a nice environment. People are nice out here. I think there's a lot of reasons why people want to live here. But are they nice?
You said earlier, and I didn't mean to brush it off, but I just realized that I was smashing our dead plant. And you were talking about how it's nice when people are open to things, to understanding things.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, it kind of made me just think about the what I was talking about earlier today at work, discussing CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, and like how your thoughts influence your behavior and your actions, and how your automatic thoughts, the things that you say to yourself inside of your head, influence that output. But when people have the ability to look at things from various perspectives, they tend to be more open, and I feel that they're a bit easier to communicate with. So when you come across somebody who's open to listening and stuff like that, it's kind of nice.
I feel like you're always, I mean, not in the like listening aspect or being willing to understand, but the whole positive thing. Like you've said that to me like a ton. Because I'm a very like negative, that's, you know, the glass is half empty kind of person. I would say here. I'm a realist, but I'm also a pessimist, mostly a pessimist, but like I'm realistic about a lot of things. But I get that. Like I try to be positive, but I love scary movies. I like wondering like how I'm gonna die, like watching people getting their heads chopped off and shit. I don't know. But I don't know if that like impacts my life or whatever. Yeah. I remember when I first met you and we were hanging out all the time, you know, we were dating, I would watch scary movies all day. Like that was my thing. And so now lately when you're gone on your internship on Fridays or like when I have spare time, I watch scary movies. It's been a while.
That's fine. As long as I don't have to see it, I don't want to be subjected to that sort of trauma.
But anyways, like I might be more pessimistic or like negative, but I feel like I think if you have any sort of job where you deal with customers, and so we have our own dynamic, But like when I'm talking to people that I don't know or just random people wherever, I'm more positive. You know, like it's, I mean,
nice. Yeah.
Just saying. But, you know, like I get that. Like instead of being like aggressive and angry towards certain situations and like not accepting things or listening, willing to listen, really, I feel like I'm a pretty open person, except for the ice cream shop on Main Street in Longmont. What is it called?
I don't remember.
I
Don't call them out. What if they
I
want to
will call
sponsor
them
this
out.
show? Free scoops.
I wanted to say Scoops, but I don't think that's what they're called.
Free.
I don't know what they're called, but they're the worst.
Free
And I had a bad
Scoops.
experience
It's called
there.
Scrumptious.
Scrumptious. They can rot in hell. Sorry. No, they can rot in hell.
I liked it.
Well, their ice cream is good, but their employees.
So, okay. That is a perfect example of this. We walked into Scrumptious, this uninformed, naive counter girl. Kirsten said, I want a large. And she said, are you sure you want a large? That's like a pound of ice cream. Kirsten took that as, you're fat and you don't need to eat a pound of ice cream. But if your automatic thought in your head changed to say, wow, maybe she thinks that I'm not capable of eating a full pound of ice cream, so she's warning me of how large it is, then it doesn't seem as bad.
Is that your train of thought? Sorry, I was waiting for you to be done so I can go off on like my whole perspective.
Go for it.
I feel like, you know me, I get like anyone random that would walk into an ice cream shop, maybe who doesn't care about what they eat or anything like that. You know, I'm sure everyone has their struggles with feeling like confident with themselves or whatever, but, and sorry, not or whatever, like it's a real thing. But, like for me personally walking in there and like, you know, like I'm very conscious about my weight, very conscious about what I'm eating and like I'll try not to eat and stuff like that. But anyways, walking in there and like debating a smaller size and Eli saying, oh, get the bigger size because, you know, it's about, you know, it's cheap to do that. Like it's not much more expensive. You get more for it. And I was like, okay, fine. I'll get the big one. And then to be like slapped in the face by someone saying, oh, you want the large? Are you sure? And like, I not look capable of eating a pound of ice cream? Like I was super pissed. I was so mad. I took it super offensively. I got very insulted. So like when someone asks something like that, if you're in your right mind and you're confident with yourself, especially about food, like I could get that from your perspective, but from mine, like a super self-conscious person who's always struggled with food and body weight, like why would you be like, oh, this is okay? Like, of course you're going to be insulted.
Yeah, but she said the exact same thing to me.
And I've already come up with a thought about that too, is she said the same thing to you and my mom. And my thought is that she saw how upset I was. Like I was on the verge of tears. I waited until we left and then I cried about it. But like if she saw how upset I was, like clearly she's trying to cover her tracks and be like, oh, I guess I should say the same thing. Like we didn't hear her say that to the person in front of us or the person behind us. It was just us.
Well, either way, it's good ice cream. Maybe that girl shouldn't be working customer service.
Yeah, that's very true. But anyways, that's just like one good example, like you said, of like how you perceive things and being open.
Sure.
But you never know. And that's one of the things you have to really be willing to understand where people are coming from. And that's something that I feel like your line of work, you'll be way more open to that kind of stuff and willing to kind of understand and say things a little more sensitively than like more obnoxious, I guess.
I feel like I've kind of always been that way to an extent. Like, I don't know, just kind of brushing things off or not letting things affect me too deeply.
Yeah.
Trying not to. But I'll give an example of this that may resonate with more people, especially, I don't know, just seems like a common issue. Okay. So, close your eyes. Picture yourself driving to work. You are, you're about 5 minutes out the door later than you normally are. So you're already kind of heated. trying to get to work on time. While you're on your way to work, somebody driving a Cadillac Escalade with a Duke sticker on the back cuts you off. How fired up are you right now? Probably pretty mad. I don't know. Everybody's driving fast. If you run into one another, you could die. Those are high stakes. You're late to work. You don't want to get in trouble. So, the event of being stressed out, driving to work, getting cut off, that influences your feeling. That event makes you feel mad. Why'd they cut me off? Why are they driving so fast? Why are they driving so crazy? I'm trying to get to work too. What's their rush about? Why are they more important than me? Now, here we go. If you had changed that thought for that person cutting you off, and you thought instead, whoa, that person could be rushing to the emergency room. Maybe their mom's dying and they're trying to get to her. That could make you feel a little less angry about that person's intention, and therefore make you behave differently. Instead of flipping that person off, you might just shrug. So, if you can train yourself in situations where you know that your reaction is negative, you can train yourself to change that to be positive, and that will affect your behavior and attitude in a positive way.
What was I going to say?
Amen.
I feel like that's a lot, though. That's like you would have to really practice and like kind of, I don't know. What was I going to say? I was thinking something. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Just to keep it flowing real quick, I think it's just a matter of recognizing that that is a factor. It's not just this happened, now I am acting the way I'm acting. It is this happened, I thought this, I said this to myself, and now I'm acting this way. So if you change the way you say something to yourself to be positive instead of negative, then your output will always be more positive.
Yeah.
It is hard, though. I'm not saying it's not hard. Luckily, I feel like I've just had to be even-keeled to an extent, so it makes it a little easier.
As a person, I feel like.
But that's just a general thing. I mean, I could help with a lot of things. How you talk to your family members. I don't know. How you act at work. How you feel about going to work. Instead of, God, I have to go to work, you could be like, time to make that money. Just a different perspective on the same thing that makes you feel a little better.
Yeah, I can see that. Or you can just be angry about things all the time and find humor in it. I do that pretty often. Like if I get mad about something, like I'll laugh about it. Like people that cut me off, for example, on the highway, they have an out-of-state plate and I honk at them because like you mentioned the other day, someone pulled in front of you and if you didn't slam on the brakes, you would have easily. So like a situation like that, and like I'll flip them off and they flip me off and I'm like, oh yeah, this is fine. And like I'll laugh about it. Like, yeah, you don't know what you're doing. Whatever. You know? So I don't know.
But that makes you feel better?
Well, like if I can laugh it off and like the fact that they flip me off for doing something wrong, like I find some humor in it. I guess it kind of, and I always tell you about those things when they happen. That's an exact example of something that's happened to me before and I told you about it. Like, I guess I'm angry when I mention it, but I don't know. One way to cope, to get over it quicker, I guess. But I think that like driving is a perfect example of like dealing with those feelings. Because, you know, you could be like sympathetic or empathetic and be like, oh, sure. Like I imagine like, oh, they're trying to get somewhere quickly. And I think that if you're in a situation where you're speeding around, let's say, I feel like it goes both ways. Like you can be the one that's driving normal and feeling upset about something, or you can be the aggressive driver. So I think like it takes something that you can like relate to make it seem okay, you know? So like if you have always been an aggressive driver and you're always trying to get somewhere, if someone cuts you off, I feel like you'd be more angry. Like if you're in a rush to get somewhere, like let's say you're driving a pregnant lady to the hospital and you're like, shit, get out of the way. Everyone's in my way. And you're driving crazy. And then the next day you're driving in the car and someone cuts you off, you'd be like, oh, maybe, you know, maybe their wife's about to have a baby. I feel like it takes certain levels of like, oh, I've been through that to understand it. I think most drivers do, because most drivers have gone through some shit and like they're trying to get somewhere fast or whatever they're running behind. Everyone gets that. But I guess driving is just like a bad example about being positive and stuff.
I don't think it has to be though. I mean, everybody drives. So that's why I started with it. I thought that might be a good example. Well, pretty much everyone drives. Probably everyone who listens except my homies in Germany. Thank you for taking the train. You're saving the world. And my homies in Vietnam, thank you for keeping horses.
Bikes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Bikes, mopeds, cars. Come on. What are we talking about? Anyway. Yeah. Driving, I just thought would be a good example because everybody does it, and you know when you're doing it that you're on high alert. So.
Yeah, but realistically, when it comes down to it, it's a good example. Just in general, the way that you perceive. Were you laughing at my mouth noise, my throat noises?
I heard it.
Nice, sorry. Throat noises. It does that from time to time. But I think just in general, the way that you're raised and like how you've gone through life, you deal with everything a little differently, whether it be positive or negative. I think it's just like how you are. It takes out, and I think I can agree that like being more positive about things takes time to learn. It's like something that's learned. It's not like all of a sudden everything's positive and I'm super happy all the time and like this is okay. I think you really have to get used to it. But everything is like,
but it's better.
Maybe it could be better.
It is better.
But it has to take a lot of time and effort to really get into that.
Maybe, unless you're open to it. Unless you're like,
well, yeah, you can be
maybe
open to it.
I don't want to be so mad anymore. And that dude over there who's flying a kite, that's the way I want to be living. And that guy flying the kite, it's me.
I used to love flying kites as a child. We'd buy like the cheap ones from Walmart and get super upset when they wouldn't work. But it was.
Yeah, I don't feel like I ever successfully flew a kite.
Really?
They all got tangled.
No shit.
If my dad's listening, he's probably like, dude, we flew some kites. But I remember the tangles.
Some kites.
We could. We could. I'll just show you how happy of a guy I am. Flying a kite. That sounds nice. That's you've got no care in the world. If you're out there flying kites, God bless you. Babe, so our Mexican audience is growing. Shouts out to Mexico.
Oh, nice.
Thank you, Mexico. And, I feel so bad. There was somewhere else.
Switzerland? Lithuania?
Russia?
That reminds me the other day, on sidetrack thought, we were talking about like different states or whatever that I account manage. And I was I said Seattle, Portland, Denver, Las Vegas, Utah, and Kyle's all. I like how all of them were cities except for Utah. It's just Utah. I was like, oh yeah, Salt Lake, whatever. That's just the one that I don't remember. Utah like seems like a giant city to me. But anyways,
Utah is a giant city.
I'm really bad at geography. Anyone listening, like I do not know. I know the difference, but I don't remember.
So my apologies to our international fans. Kirsten does not know where you are.
I do not know where. Germany is over here somewhere on a map.
Over there.
Over here.
What's it next to?
France. Is that
Very
right?
Good. Very good.
No shit.
That's one border.
That was a complete guess. I would say Russia.
Austria.
Austria. Okay, Japan.
Don't say Japan.
I picture it being over here, and I know Japan's over.
Babe, there's a globe behind
Wait,
you.
wait. Korea?
Okay. Use the globe.
Oh my god. I can't use a globe. I'm too sweaty. I'm uncomfortable. I'm like dripping sweat in here.
You're not gonna find it on the globe.
Australia? Sorry. Jesus.
You're just saying places now.
Now I am, yeah.
Yeah.
But when I said China, did I say China? Japan. Sorry, I genuinely
Korea.
thought it was close.
Well,
Sorry.
shouts out to you guys.
France.
I look forward to growing this audience. I look forward to getting a screwdriver and tightening this microphone stand up. And yeah, that's pretty cool. I think that's neat. I don't know how it happens. What's happening? I've got people all over the United States listening. What's happening? Got people in different parts of the world. That's the power of titling your video scat or your podcast name, episode name with scat in it, I guess.
I wish I could hold the mic up. I had a friend.
Turn that like totally.
Oh, okay. Right in my face. I had a friend in college that was from Mexico. And I want to say it was Chihuahua, was like the country in Mexico, state Mexico. Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, and I was like, oh, that sounds like fun. And I remember not long after that, a couple of years later, there was like some sort of article that I read about some like mob gang stuff, and it was like right down the middle of some town in Chihuahua, like just down the town, and like they were like people like shooting like everyone or something, and there was like some building they locked themselves up, and I can't remember, but I was just like, holy shit.
Sounds like what happens here.
Oh, and that was I remember I told you about the guy that I dated that was Mexican from like somewhere in Mexico, and sorry I don't know geography, there you go.
It's probably
Anyways,
our fan.
Yeah, he's watching. I don't know.
Shouts out to Quintana Roo.
Anyways, he mentioned too that his dad, who like produces movies, or he does something like he is like, it
Porn.
seems like he does, you know, based on his child. If you know that's his father, I could totally picture it. But I feel like he did some sort of like executive producer or whatever for a couple of like big named like Mexican movies, and he got kidnapped once. I remember him telling me the story about like how some people were like, you have to give us a bunch of money to get him back. But that's what they do in Mexico, apparently. They kidnap people and then they demand money, and that's how you get them back. And I'm sure they do that in America too. But I just feel like, yeah, just knowing someone that happened to, it's like, holy shit.
The most famous story of that? Rush Hour 1, the original. They took Soo Young.
Oh, yeah, I watched that. I'd never seen that before, and we watched that together somewhere once. Yep.
Yeah. What a tragedy. But Jackie Chan saved the day yet again.
And his lesbian daughter.
Chris Tucker. His lesbian daughter?
Jackie Chan. Yeah, he's got like some daughter that he's got a daughter that he doesn't like talk to or recognize or anything. Like he just doesn't.
Is it me?
Maybe. Are you a lesbian?
Well, I don't know, but that would be really exciting to be Jackie Chan's daughter.
Anyways, he has a daughter and she's a lesbian.
Okay.
And like I can't remember.
Fine.
This was like a while ago, and she like got married or was gonna get married to some lady.
Okay.
But he doesn't, like, she was like homeless or something. He just doesn't, because whatever. It was like an affair or something, and some love child, and she's a lesbian in China or wherever. Sorry, that sounds really bad. Anyway, where is he from? China?
I need these facts checked. All my Chinese fans, you need to help us clear Jackie Chan's name. Now, I have heard that he has a son who got caught smoking weed, who he tried to like apologize to the whole country of China for or something, but I didn't know about a daughter.
This is totally random, but I'm still waiting for someone to tell you to pop it off, like your shirt.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
But you want to.
No,
like it's hot.
I think if if I were Jackie Chan and I were a father, if I had to punish my kids, I'd put them on the stunt team. Just have them jumping through ladders and shit, getting beat up.
Edda, and I don't know how to pronounce this. NG,
NGY?
NG. No, because that's
just NG.
Yeah, just NG.
Oh. Whoa.
Choklam.
Choklam.
But then there's Priscilla Wong, Grace Chan. I don't know if these are like his kids. JC Chan. Joan Lynn. But estranged lesbian married estranged daughter of international movie star Jackie Chan has married her Canadian girlfriend. Yeah, anyways, so there you go. Estranged daughter.
I saw a meme recently, and I don't know if I already showed it to you, B, but I would so badly love to pull it out and laugh at it. But I also feel like it would be nice if I put it up in the video podcast so other people could see it. But I also recognize that I probably wouldn't remember to do that. So, do I show you the meme?
No, I will remember and you will put it up.
All right.
I remember everything like an elephant. That is me.
I actually think, let's see, I think I can put a marker on this while we're going here.
Can you?
Yep. There we go. Just did. So that should work. And let's see here. I haven't been like too deep in the memes in a while, but I saw this one and I was like, I must save it. I guess it was a little longer ago than I thought. Oh, here we go.
I saw like a video meme today and it was like me, like I'm going to have a productive day at work. And then it was like the chicken from Moana. And it was like just like pounding its head on wood. And I was like, that's me. I'm always going to have a productive day. And then I'm just sitting around banging my head on the table.
Getting those concussions. All right. So I'll describe this, but take a look at this. Did I show you that?
Well, you never show me anything.
Oh, it's so funny.
I feel like you did show this to me and maybe I laughed when you showed it to me. Who sent this to you?
No, I just saw it. I saw it on the internet. And I saved it because I thought it was so funny. And I don't know, because it's a meme, you know? So, definitely like, those of you who are listening, more people listen to this, actually. Which makes me wonder why I do all this with the camera. Because that's just extra work.
That's what I'm saying.
But I saw this meme, guys, and it's hilarious. So I pray that I'll post it. If I don't post it.
Describing a meme in a podcast is such a bad idea.
Do you think so?
I mean, go for it now. It's too late. You've already gone too far.
I'm going to talk about
future
it. I don't
reference,
care.
it's not funny if you describe it.
I think it is.
It's not funny.
I think it is.
It's not funny.
So imagine this isn't a meme, and I'm just describing to you a picture that has a caption. There's a boy, a young boy. He's probably in 3rd or 4th grade, and he's holding an award. He's holding an award that says special thanks to whatever his name is. And next to that is a picture on line paper that this kid drew of a perpetrator. Now, the title of the article says, "Schoolboy's drawing helped police track down man trying to get into school." And it's just a really, 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 really primitive drawing of a person. And it says, it's got an arrow pointing to his legs, and it says pants. And it's got an arrow pointing to his foot, and it says shows us. And it has one pointing to his chest that I cannot. Oh, it says jacket. It says jacket. And then above it says he was bad. And on the bottom it shows all these SWAT team cops chasing this shitty drawing. I'm going to hold this. Well, I don't know. Should I just hold this in front of the camera? That
Good
might be
luck.
easier. Okay. I'll put it in later. Whatever. So if you guys listening didn't laugh at that, I totally get it. And Kirsten was right. I shouldn't have talked about a meme on the podcast, but I learned my lesson, First time for everything. So
Yep.
thanks for enlightening me there. And sorry for those of you.
No, it's great.
Sincere apologies to my Vietnamese fans for that one. It was not funny.
Speaking on behalf of the Vietnamese, we are offended.
That hit home.
Oh. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. So we got our marriage license today.
I was just about to say that. That's why I said, I was going to change the topic. And then
Yeah.
We do that a lot. I feel like I do that all the time where I say something and even Messenger, I'll be about to message you and then you send me a quick message, or I message you and you message me, or we'll talk about something. We're very much on the same wavelength. And whether or not that's because we've just been around each other for so long, or we actually are just super in tune. But anyways.
Simpatico.
Sure. Anyways, we got our marriage license. $30.
Yeah. Yep. We walked in. Kirsten got the ticket. Kirsten didn't read the screen.
I read the screen.
Love you.
To get married in Colorado, it's $30. Apparently, to get divorced, it would be 500 times that.
Really?
Well, I'm just guessing. I don't know. It's I did the math earlier. I was messaging my mom. I was like, oh yeah, $30. And to get divorced, times that times 30. And surprise, that's only $300. Wait.
That math is wrong. But,
anyways. But yeah, so you had to multiply it times a bunch. But yeah, obviously getting divorced, I feel costs more money. But that's not going to happen for us, at least. Maybe. Who knows? Probably not.
Yeah. I mean, it is the state's way of telling you not to.
The cheap marriage?
No, the
expensive divorce.
divorce.
Yeah, of course. But that's okay. That won't happen. But that was fun. We had a good morning. We went and picked up our marriage license.
Yep.
I feel like that would be such a fun, you go to the DMV and you pointed this out. You at least where we are, we pull a little ticket out of a machine. It's electronic. You pick what you're there for. It prints it out and then you sit. But you caught that there was a couple of desks in the back. Sorry. And so
that's why I said you didn't read what was on the screen.
Exactly. But anyways, that would be a fun job.
Exactly.
Imagine sitting around all of the DMV people having to deal with the car shit and renewals and stuff. And then you're in your back corner in the coffee machine right next to the break room, going off, relaxing, and it's super quiet, and you just deal with people getting married,
Only 2 desks. Yeah, right next to the break room. Doesn't sound that bad, except I'm sure they still don't like it. Because most people don't like what they're doing.
Did you hear her sniffing?
No, it just sounded like you were moving that a bunch. Oh.
Little nose spit.
For our German fans, we've got some fresh German Shepherd snot on the microphone.
Yep.
Although, just yesterday, should I say it? What she did?
Yeah, that was funny. It was yesterday. I love how you phrased it. Go ahead.
We got Five Guys burgers and fries, and our little pup just so happens to love those fries, and she loves them so much. Oh, and I hate to say it, and I'm so sorry.
She was grumbling. She didn't like that.
I know. She doesn't want me to say it.
Go patrol, Jude. Go back to the couch.
She doesn't want me to say it either, but she's right there. She doesn't want me to say it either. But our sweet little baby. Oh, are you going to say it?
No, you are. Jude, come here. Come here.
She going to say? Oh, she's going to tell us herself, I think.
Oh, here she comes.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Our sweet little baby has renounced her German. She's renounced her German citizenship because she is just a French fry. So I'm really sorry to all our German fans, but we've got ourselves a papa frita. To all our Mexican fans.
Yes, but she'll eat anything.
Yeah.
Obviously. Like she'll eat German meatloaf. Is that a thing? German meatballs?
I'm sure she would eat any. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
does German have food-wise?
I think of kielbasa right away, but I don't know if that's,
Ooh,
that's
that reminds
probably
me,
Polish.
Because my like step grandpa or whatever was German, and I used to wake up early in the morning, and it was some sort of cheese, like cheese and bread or something.
Mm-hmm.
What was that called?
Oh, I don't know, but when I was in Germany, that's how breakfast was.
Shit, what was it called?
Cheese, meats, bread, and
I'm gonna Google
Nutella.
it. Nutella.
German people knew about Nutella far before American people did, and that is a fact. I would say almost a decade before. So shouts out to our overseas homies spreading that hazelnut love over the Atlantic.
Sorry, I'm looking up the cheese. I always remember the name of Braunschweiger. That's a meat, right? Braunschweiger.
Braunschweiger. I don't know.
Braunschweiger. Yeah, because it's okay. So it's like meat. So you can see like the picture of the little tube there. And I remember it was in a little tube. So it's like a soft meat. And you could spread it on like cheese and like bread and stuff. And I remember I would wake up super early back then, like, which is very contrary to how I wake up now, very late. And he would be like in the kitchen, like putting the Braunschweiger on his cheese and his bread. That was so good.
Nice. That shirt is really dumb.
Braunschweig is calling and I must go.
Could you imagine wearing that?
I would.
You'd have to
I love cheese.
Is Braunschweig the cheese or the meat?
It's the meat.
Yeah. So
it's creamy.
That's
apparently.
yeah.
Bavaria
that could be
sausage.
sending a wrong message.
Braunschweig.
Braunschweig
the meat is calling.
Yeah, I must go. It's like
a
Planet Fitness locker room.
I feel like I've worked out just sitting here. Like I slouch a lot, right? So like I have like beads of sweat dripping down my body.
About that. You're sweating.
I know, it's so gross. Sorry. Might have to shower.
That's okay. I get it. For whatever reason, I'm not sweating right now, but usually I'm dumping sweat. If you watched the one with the last week's episode with John, I was dumping sweat.
Yeah, that's probably me right now. I can't see how far I have my glasses on, but like I know, like my hair gets kind of fuzzy when I start sweating, and like I know when the back it is. I can feel it around my face, and again, like a little slouchy, so it's like super sweaty. I don't know, very uncomfortable, but I'm having fun.
It's all good. Yeah, things are good. Oh, what's our baby doing? Oh, I moved her walk. I'm sorry.
Now she's confused. She's just gonna knock over the camera anyways. Maybe.
I tried to.
No, she's very careful. She's very delicate, and she like notices. Oh,
she's so good. I moved her water because her water is normally sitting right here next to the table where I do this podcast, but
she's laying down drinking water, which is funny. Normally she'll lay down and eat food, but not the water.
Yeah.
She's pooped.
But we've, when we set the podcast up, we've got tripods in places in the room that block her little food area, so moved her bowl. But she does a good job. I mean, it would be probably smart to like actually put something around that so it couldn't be bumped into, but it seems as though we've avoided that.
Yeah, she's a good doggy.
Yeah. So what's on our agenda this weekend, B? Maybe going down to Denver tomorrow.
Moving stuff.
Or moving stuff tomorrow in Westminster, yeah.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I feel like I've seen like memes or jokes about people having a truck. Like when you have a truck, everyone expects you to help them with things, or like you drive those long drives, or you do the tough drives, whatever. I don't know. Mm-hmm. And I see that now. After owning a truck for just almost a year now, it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot of friends, but at least the ones that do need to be driven places, like in the mountains, like it's nice to have a truck. Or like even Jordan, like, help me move. And he's done that multiple times, like, help me move. You know, like people, if they know you have a truck, they basically rely on you to help with those things.
I think having a truck in college, it would be the worst time to own a truck. Other than that, you're probably okay because after college, people tend to, I don't know, cut down on their cell of friends and form that tight nucleus. And then you're like, okay, I'll help that person. It's not a big deal. But it's when somebody who just copies your math homework, they're like, yo, let me use your truck.
Right. Yeah. And I was getting to that. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. I don't mind it at all.
Yeah.
And it was funny because we strapped like a big leather couch to the back of the truck this last weekend. And I know how to tie the ropes. I secure things back there. We had to leave the trunk bed, like, you know, the hitch, whatever, not the hitch, the back.
Yeah. The hitch.
No, the hitches.
Oh, Jesus
Christ. Whatever.
Yeah.
Just anyways. So it was like open. The bed of the truck was open, and we had a couch like sticking out, and my brother was driving in front of me. And the whole way there, I like just kept looking back at like the stop signs, and I'm used to that. Like, I don't check my rear view while I'm driving a lot, just because I know like if people were to hit me now, it's not that big of a deal. In the past, I've been rear-ended a ton, and having a smaller car, like I'm looking back frequently, like please fuck off. But anyways, I would notice at the stop signs, people would get close to me, but then when we got to the apartment, Jordan's all like, people who were keeping their distance. Like and it's funny because you looked at the couch at the back, and the rope wrapped around it like twice. Like, that's it. So you just see a rope like twice around it. So people were just scared to be driving behind me. It's just funny.
And you're like, I know how to
I know how to secure a couch.
I know how to secure things.
They don't know that,
threw
though.
Some rope around it.
So, hey, I'm okay with that. Maybe we should just drive around like that. Keep something in the back of the truck and open, so that way people don't drive so close.
I like that. Maybe like a narwhal horn out the front too.
Yeah. I always go back to the Dawn of the Dead truck. Like, so not the original, but the remake of that movie. They like pimp out a truck, but like they add like a huge fucking like plow. They have like spikes out the side of it, like slits in the side so that they can chainsaw people and stuff, like holes so they can like stab shit, shoot shit. Like, I love that truck. It was awesome.
She has to explain this to me because I refuse to watch scary movies. I know that's a popular one, but
that used to be my favorite movie for the longest time.
It.
Yeah. But that was such a badass truck. I mean, that's
I can picture it.
World War, like end of civilization. Yeah, that would make sense, but not driving around normally.
Not practical for
maybe
a work
if you're
commute.
an aggressive driver, just start like,
the most aggressive driver.
I was gonna say that it just reminds me of the time that there was some guy in a truck that tried to run me off the road once. That was coming back from your house in Longmont, like out of 287. I was in the Avenger, and I like moved over. So I can't remember the details, but he like literally kept scooting closer to me, and I like almost ran off the road. And I was like, sorry. I was like,
did you honk?
Yeah. I think I cried, and I think I called you or my mom or someone. And I was like, oh my God. But he was like aggressively driving. He like knew what he was doing and like tried to run me off the road.
I would have spun his ass out. I say that. I probably wouldn't have, but it would have been nice. You know how like the cops do? It's called a pit maneuver. You're like, somebody's driving like this, and say you're here. And usually when the cops are doing it, they're coming up behind somebody, and then they tag their back wheel and it spins them around. It's a pit maneuver.
Nice.
Very effective.
I'll do that next time.
Grand Theft Auto.
But yeah, it was a scary day. I remember being very upset.
Yeah, I'd imagine that would be stressful, But
anyways, yeah, so having a nice truck would be very nice to just like run people off the road when they're being dicks.
Or you change those thoughts.
Yeah.
Those automatic thoughts, make them positive, and you say, wow, that person who was trying to run me off the road, maybe they were ODing on something and they were starting to pass out. Then they just snapped back to it and left me alone. I hope they get home safe. I could have came up with a way better example.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, no, get off the road.
Yeah, definitely don't run people off the road. There's not a lot of positive attitude that could come out from the other end.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's like some road PTSD. Like if I'm not, like if people are going to be mean to me on the road, like of course I'm going to be defensive and angry.
Well, thank God you work from home.
Yeah.
Could you pass me the water, B?
Yeah.
I've got some muddled lime in my throat.
That was like when Kyle came up here earlier and we were talking, and I was like, it wasn't like muddled anything or whatever in my throat, but I went into the bathroom and I had like shit all over my teeth. And I was like, when were you going to tell me about this?
I didn't see shit on your teeth.
Like, just like a cilantro and stuff in my teeth.
Oh.
It was just like everywhere. It was like on like all my teeth. And I was like, what the hell?
Maybe you didn't open your mouth much.
Apparently not.
Kirsten put together the playlist for the wedding, which is less than a month away for all of you counting down.
Which is no one.
No
one's excited. We're the only ones excited, I think. Probably.
I disagree.
My family is excited.
Everyone flying out here is excited. People don't buy plane tickets unless they want to.
Yep. I'm curious. Like, I guess, like, obviously you hope to only get married once. But it seems like there's not like a ton. I only notice our excitement. Like, I mean, I don't know. Is that like something you get like pumped for, that everyone's like, oh my God, you're getting married?
Let me say it this way. We are the only people excited about what we are doing in every way.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess it's like a big party and you go and you just attend and you do your own thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting, but it's your day. It's our day.
My day, mostly.
It's not anyone else's day. So they're not going to be nearly as excited as we are.
Okay, that's fair.
The fun stuff, we are the center of attention for that event.
Yeah.
So.
And it's not a reunion. That's so funny. I love giving you shit about that, though, because you said that, and now I just have to.
And I love it. Yeah. Cheesy. Yeah. It'll be fun. I'm looking very much.
If anyone has any good wedding song suggestions before the 24th, let us know. My playlist right now is like mostly 80s. 80s classic.
I think we have enough.
I know it's good, but like you never know. Like if there's a random one that I didn't think of that I would have liked to hear that day, you know, like maybe someone has a good suggestion for a song that's really nice that I didn't think of. I like my playlist. Like, and we've been working on this. Good. I've been compiling stuff and I weeded some stuff out that like just isn't necessary or whatever is not a good fit, but I don't know. That's weird. Like putting together your own playlist.
Yeah, but it's also less weird than paying somebody like $700 to put together a playlist for you.
Right. I didn't think about that. But the nice thing too is like putting together a list of songs that I like, plus again some that we've weeded out. Like every song that's going to play is going to be something that I know at least I will like.
That's right. That's right. Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we going to do this on our honeymoon? Or do we bank episodes before we get married to post while we're on our honeymoon?
I do not want to do this while we're on our honeymoon. So sorry, people, in advance. Anything that comes up after like the 24th or so. And it'd probably only be one episode, right? One or two, maybe 2 episodes, I would say. Yeah. So those 2 during that week will be pre-recorded. So not as fresh and new. But I think that that's a good idea because I don't want to have to worry about sitting down and doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun. It's really fun. I enjoy doing it in Beaver Run Creek Resort Lodge, whatever.
I wonder, part of me wonders if I should just bring the basic stuff just in case. I don't know. We'll see.
We're flying, what is it, Southwest? Like free carry-on, free one check bag. So if you really wanted to.
I mean, all I really need is 2 microphones in this.
Yeah. By all means, go for it.
And by that, I mean my international listeners.
Well, we went to Las Vegas last time. It was kind of cloudy. I feel like we spent some time inside.
We did.
Some decent time inside, and we watched some good documentaries.
That's the start of my 600-pound life.
Yeah. And the Casey Anthony, is that what it was?
We did watch that.
And some fights.
Casey Anthony tapes.
Ooh, what was the pizza place? Was it Pasquini's? Is that what it was called? No.
I thought it started with a
Grimaldi's.
Grimaldi's.
There we go.
I was going to say a G, but
Yes, that was
Yeah,
a
we
good
got
day.
Grimaldi's and we watched Demetrius Johnson fight on a Fox card.
That was fun. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna sleep in. We'll wake up. We'll go to those like hot tubs. So this is also like an ad for the JW Marriott. Like if someday, whenever, whoever wants to go on vacation, like a quick vacation away, that hotel's like, $130 some a night, but it's so nice.
It is nice.
It is so nice.
It's very nice.
But they have like a dope ass pool. Like they have like 2 pools and there's like a fountain in the pool. Or actually it's 1 pool, sorry, but it's a big ass pool. And they've got like the waterfall.
A spa area.
They've got like
pool.
little jacuzzis and like jets and stuff. But there's like little pods and stuff. I don't know. It's awesome.
It is awesome. It's very awesome.
But that's what we're going to do. We're going to wake up. We're going to go to the hot tubs. We're going to go sit in the sun for hours. We're going to go get some food, hang out in the hotel room, go back to the hot tubs. I don't know. It sounds really fun. I'm so excited. I can't wait until it's here.
Yeah. And the more I think about it, like the more episodes that I can pre-record before this trip, that means the bigger the surprise will be of how large I am by the time we start recording again. Because we've already discussed it. Once we get married, all bets are off on how fit we will stay, because that's out the window.
I have my wedding dress. It is in the basement now. I picked it up yesterday. And like where I was at yesterday was like literally perfect. So I know for sure that's, and yeah, so we both work out like heavily, I would say. Like we don't go more than like a week. And that's me. You work out every day. I was just talking about this. So I think that afterwards, yeah, it's okay if we don't work out every single day.
Yeah, I'm going to get fat as fuck.
That's fine. That's fine. You just can't be any different in the face.
I'll be a lot fatter in the face.
I don't care. That's fine.
I am going to turn my face into its own travel pillow. So we can fly internationally and I can cozy up in my own face.
I like how we joke about this because this is definitely not going to happen.
It can't. No. I don't know. Yeah. And I mean, not that I'm like trying to bash anyone who feels uncomfortable about their weight, because I do too. And I understand that that's crazy to say, but
I think that the thing is like about being married, a lot of people, I don't want to say that because that sounds bad, but people, they over the time like that they're together, they get comfortable. And things change. Like I've definitely gained weight since we met. But when you think about that day in particular, you plan so much in like advance. Like you have a suit you have to fit into. I have a dress I have to fit into. So you're very conscious about it. And then there's a sigh of relief afterwards. Like, hell yeah, I'm going on my honeymoon. I'm going to eat that pizza. I'm going to eat that fucking steak and that ice cream and that dessert or whatever. Like, so you definitely relax for like a week, but we'll still go to the gym there. But anyways.
And also, like, I feel like even our letting go is going to be like within reason.
Yeah. We'll snap back even if we do let go for like a week. And that's why I'm thinking vacation.
Yeah. Because we still have to sit by the pool, guys.
Right. That's, I don't want to be feeling.
That's the reality.
Yeah. But even when we went there last time, we went to the gym like every day. That was nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's once something becomes routine, because I wasn't always like this. Kirsten wasn't always like this. It was a matter of getting so disappointed in yourself that you're willing to make a change. And I mean, I used to weigh 40 pounds more than I do.
If we're talking like bluntly, I was like 10, 15 pounds heavier before.
Yeah.
20 almost, if I can get down to where I want to be. So.
And I was not happy about that. And I was unhappy about it long enough that I met with my friend Bobby, who I've talked about before, who introduced us to the idea that our German and Vietnam fans came from scat. And he helped me learn how to eat more properly. And, a lot of change happened from there. But
That's a whole, I can't wait. Like, we got to talk about that. We should do this tomorrow again. We should record again and talk about fitness because that's like a whole thing. But like in a way of not making people feel bad because it is
That's
a
the
fucking
thing,
journey.
yeah.
Like, it is so hard. And like just feeling confident and
I guess and I avoid like talking about it much because I don't want people to think that like I'm trying to say that I'm better than somebody else because I exercise. But it's not because I want to be better than anyone else. It's literally because it's so routine that I can't break it. It's like a OCD thing. It's like if I don't do it, then something's going to go wrong. And I don't actually believe that, but I've never let myself get past it. It's just as much of my day as waking up and getting out of bed.
Freak. Just kidding.
But I mean, not every day is like hardcore or anything, but just like doing something, you know, even if it's just walking incline on a treadmill, just doing something feels good.
Sprints, long distance. Anyways.
Yeah. But we could talk about that more. I want to get homeboy Ryan in to talk about Rolf sometime.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Why did you stop coming to my Rolf stuff?" And I'd be like, "It's stupid."
I'll just have you put on a mask.
I'll just hang out. I'll go somewhere with you.
You can take the pup somewhere and I'll talk to him about Rolf.
I also want to point out that since we watered this plant, it was brown and wilted. Like brown and wilted, droopy. I have it propped up now, just a little bit to give him some strength, but it has turned green. You see that? It was brown.
We're going to have to rewind the tapes. Yeah.
He was very sad, and now that I have watered him...
It definitely was
Look,
stiff.
do you see this?
Yeah, it was stiff. Wow, guys. You guys are... Oh, this is like the horticulture hour.
Yeah, well, his leaves are a little crunchy. He's a little bit happier, though.
We them botany boys.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. He tried to throw this out. He tried to throw this plant out when it was dying before. Yeah, you. And I brought it back
our
to life.
Asian friend,
and here it is. Stop it.
Okay.
But anyways, I will bring it back. No worries, people listening and or watching. This plant will be okay.
Yeah. Yep. It's going to be a full recovery.
Yep.
God. It's so incredible. You've got the green thumb. I don't know what's happening with our bush out back. Or, sorry, the plant you got that is out back. But it is like...
it's still alive according to my mom because like the leaves are still green. So it is not wilted.
I hope so.
It's okay.
It's really pretty.
I know.
It's just not indigenous.
That's like the aloe plant over there. I overwatered the shit out of that plant, and like the it's an aloe plant. The aloe arms, I don't know what you call them. They got all droopy, but I moved it into a bigger plant. I stopped watering it as much. Sorry, bigger planter or whatever, like vase. Stopped watering it as much, and now there's like a bunch of new leaves growing out the middle. Yeah, it looks super happy.
Nice. Them sprouty boys.
Yeah.
Very good, B. God, that's so awesome. You're so good with the plants. And I just murder them.
Yeah, you do.
Unintentionally.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to help. It's like I'm coming in to do CPR, but I don't actually know what I'm doing, and I just make it worse. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Live.
Oh, wait. Never mind.
And they're like, don't spit on me. I'm like, isn't that how I do it? I'm giving some bad examples today.
Yeah, very bad.
It's late, though.
It is. It's after midnight, right?
Yeah.
12:07.
Technically, it's early.
Well, early to me. I used to stay up until like 2 a.m. all the time. Like when we weren't living together, I would stay up like super late, like watching scary movies and stuff.
I would stay up pretty late playing video games, but...
It's not too late to do that if your friends are awake, but it's
We'll
what,
see.
2 a.m. there? I don't know.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything.
I can't
They're
wait to
going.
blast myself with cold air.
Yeah, we can be. We're over an hour.
I know.
We can wrap this up. So
I'm excited. We have a good topic to talk about later.
Fitness.
Yeah.
I feel like I'll talk to you about this later. It's not that important. Well, since we've done it, since we've hit our mark for the week, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for watching if you're watching. Thank you for listening if you're listening. Either way, you're helping out a lot, and I appreciate it. So please keep doing it. If you are interested in tuning in more, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Follow us. Rate, review on iTunes is a super huge help. Comment on the YouTube if you want to chat or whatever. Email me at takingthecredit@gmail.com.
I'll pop his shirt off.
Papa Roach. And I am soon to launch takingthecredit.com. So for whatever that means or whatever that use is to you, nationally or internationally, it's coming. So yeah, thanks again, guys. I got a bunch of stickers, Taking the Credit, that look like this mug do, and holler at me if you want one, and we'll see you guys next time.